Hello and welcome back for our final semifinal for today. I'm joined now by Tara King for the intro in the lead up to the second Dynamik Men's Super League semifinal between Newcastle Knights and Malory Eagles men. So Tara, what are you looking forward to most in this match?
Oh, I'm very excited for this match. This is two very dominant teams with good side outs, good serves, good defense. It's just going to be a solid game of volleyball. It'll be interesting to see who keeps their head. You've got Malory have been in a lot of finals before, but Newcastle have really dominated this season, so this is an interesting game.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Both teams have won one of their matchups in the regular season, with Malory taking that opening day matchup 3-2, and then Newcastle winning their second matchup 3-1. So it could go either way today.
Yeah, it really could go either way. It's very interesting. You can see them already amped up. Malory were doing their little chants as they were warming up. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it definitely is. So is this going to be more about service or more about offense defense? Do you think?
I think from a offense perspective, it's going to be about avoiding the block, and I think that's going to put pressure on the setters. If the setters run their offense well, and we've got two really well-known good setters. With the Malory running a two-setter system at the moment, but they need to spread that block out, they need to spread their offense out, use their middles wisely and keep away from the blocks, because both of these teams have big blocks. So service pressure, make them set the pins, and then don't give setters much of a choice really.
Yeah, we've got massive defensive potential on both sides of the net.
Yeah.
You know, Angus Hendricks for Newcastle leads the league in digs this season. But on the other side of the net, we've got both Nathan and Rodriguez that are pretty close behind him. So.
I know, Nathan's just impressive, isn't he?
I know.
Player.
It's a bit ridiculous for somebody so good to also be so good at it.
Yeah, but he's been doing it for a while, so it's expected, isn't it? You can only get better.
Yes, exactly.
He needs a new stat every season.
We all age like fine wine.
Yeah, exactly.
Volleyball's not hard on the joints at all. But no, it's definitely an exciting matchup. I'm curious to see what happens. We'll be starting here in about just over 15 minutes for this matchup. But we're going to head over, because they'll be calling for captains in just a moment's time. We'll try and get a couple of words off of the coaches.
And I think JC's very excited about the sunglasses that they've bought for the Newcastle men's team, because the sun has joined us, actually.
Yes, it has.
So I was lucky enough, we played 2 games ago, no sun, it was great. But now the sun's come out, position 5 is looking beautiful and lit up, so they're wearing their sunglasses, and it's fun.
Yes, I'm sure that we'll see in just a moment's time. We'll turn the camera around so that you guys can see the court as it is, but we did have to move the backdrop so that we weren't in the sun to start with. So yeah, let's make our way over and we'll have a sneaky look to see if we can find out what's happening in the toss.
Keep a little ear into it.
Yes. Some final checks happening with the refereeing.
Yeah, I saw Sam Shenton had his measuring tape with him to check the net height.
Yeah, I need to ask him about that, because it is checked ahead of this.
Yeah, but I think he's just making sure.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to ask him about that, as we've got.
Oh, okay. Well, they're all
players all changing.
If we turn this
the corner
way
for a bit of modesty. So let's see in just a moment's time if we can get a hold of Sam Shentz. Some adjustments happening to the antenna at the moment.
No excuses to moan during this game. Everything's been checked and tried and true.
No, definitely not. But we will see what the sun does and how that impacts the toss and serve and side selection. As I'm just going to have a couple of words with Shentz. Hello.
Hello, how are we doing?
Doing all right. Second match of the day for you. Excited?
It is. Yeah, after Tara tore us apart in the 5-setter. Good work, Tara.
It was a great match to watch, though.
Really good game. I think 3 sets were decided in 2 points difference, so good game.
Yeah. Looking at this match, rematch of last year's bronze medal match. How you feeling?
Good. The guys have trained really well. They've kind of dug in a little bit. Yeah, last year hurt. We were happy to be here, and obviously last year was the first year at Newcastle Knights, so good to be involved in all that stuff. But they've kind of dug in a little bit this year, ready to push on for medal spots, really.
Anything key that you guys are trying to accomplish today?
Stop number 8, Nathan Fullerton, is the aim of the game.
Tough ask.
He's just had a fresh skin fade, so typically when he has one of them, he turns up. So we're very aware of that as we go in.
He has to live up to the fade. Okay?
He does, absolutely.
So okay, well, best of luck today.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we'll speak to you soon. Right,
Just
so
heard sneaking rumours they're going to swap sides if they win the toss. So
interesting. So the toss is happening right now. If we can maybe try and find out what's happening here, we'll try and
I'm
sneak
very
our way
excited about this.
Just going to find out. Secret moment. Newcastle win the toss.
Yeah. And I believe they're going to migrate across the court now.
Yep. I would expect so, which makes our jobs easier because I think we can just stand here and wait for.
Yes, yeah. Makes us.
Wait
I don't
for the
know if
Malory
it makes
coaching staff to
JC
make
and
their way
Mikey's
over.
life easier, but
Yeah.
they did
It's
this
okay.
to us at home when we played the girls' team. We run out from a closet and they made us run across the whole court, which is
Yeah.
quite funny. It's good mind games to start a game with. So
It is, and I mean, there is that mental aspect. You know, the sun might only impact the game for
Yes,
true.
true.
A half an hour or so,
They get
but
to
just that
escape
little
it.
bit of extra,
Yeah.
giving Malory
currently
something
Deep
extra to
5
think
is
about.
looking rather sunny. So
Yes. We do know that the players can wear sunglasses on the court, so if it's necessary, we might see them out on the court in some sunglasses.
yes.
But let's see if we can grab some words from somebody on the Malory Eagles coaching
Somebody on
staff
the Malory bench.
now that we know what's happening and the teams are off. Gonna grab Carol Gordon for just a moment.
Hi again. Hello.
Don't worry about apologizing. It's a busy day. You guys
It is
just
a
had
busy
to swap
day.
sides. So interesting start to
Yeah.
to this one. Not too unsurprising though.
No, we're ready for the game. We've got a game plan that we want to execute. Okay, there's a bit of psychology going on because when you win the toss, you get to choose sides or serve. So that's fine. So we're on this side here. We'll cope with the sun. The guys have come with their glasses. We're ready to go.
That's good. So exciting. So good game plan for you guys. Is there anything in particular that you're looking to accomplish today?
We need to make sure our offense is running at speed. Again, this is a team that defend the court very well, so we need to be very sharp in our decision making to make sure that we are making the right decision. They don't get a chance to pick up because we
Okay.
know they're going to chase it down.
Trying to put the pressure on. Anything on serve that you guys are trying to do?
Again, service, we've got some tactics in the back pocket. People expect a couple of jump servers. Maybe there's a couple of little other serves in there. We don't know. We're not allowed fake serves. That's been taken away, but we're not the team that use fake serves, so we're good.
Fair. Okay. I like that that's been taken away though, because that's one of those weird things that just irked me.
But
this
with 8
season.
seconds, you've got an awful long time to play with the ball, so I'm on the fence on that one.
Sorry, I'll let you go in case you wanted to.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
right.
okay, don't worry.
Sorry. Thank you so much, Carol.
Okay,
Good luck.
have a good game. Thanks, have a good day.
Now I feel bad. I've made Carol miss
No, it's okay.
the team photo, so I'm sure she'll have another one after the match. We'll
Ian's
see.
next, apparently, they've decided. They've picked a straw. Ian's the next one to answer questions.
That's fair.
Yeah.
They need to swap it up sometimes. Okay, so the players are about to head out onto the court to do some warm-ups now. Going to do some attacking, so we get to see some fun
See how they're
free
looking.
net attacks.
Yeah.
So,
See if they can handle the sun. Oh, Ben's got his sunglasses out.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame them. Especially anybody that's ever played beach, you might
Oh,
expect to
yeah.
see them out here with sunglasses on because
I mean,
they
Crystal
have played
Palace
that
has
way.
got beautiful beach courts, so
Yeah, definitely. But as far as like the teams are looking, does anybody look more or less relaxed?
I think Malory of it. I think Newcastle are a very, they're a very lads group of boys. They like to get riled up. They like to get a bit aggy about things. So I think it's interesting to see that they're very hyped up, and the Malory men's team, I think, are just being themselves. They're very used to this environment, this court, this finals lifestyle. They've been in it for a very long time. So
Yeah, Malory do have the pedigree of being in a similar position. They know what it's like to be here, but Newcastle have been here as well last season. They didn't have exactly the turnout that they wanted, but they'll be looking to change things this year, make themselves get to that gold medal match and play against London Giants, who just won the last matchup.
yeah, very scary domination from the London Giants as well. That's the cleanest volleyball I've seen them play in a very long time. So they look dialed in.
They looked absolutely dialed in. I couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, I think them playing here a couple of weeks ago probably helped things.
Yes, yeah.
But everybody else looks reasonably relaxed, I say, as they are absolutely pounding the ball into the floor.
Yeah, I did see the Libros and setters having a swing for the Newcastle guys as well, so all
Yeah.
options available.
Whatever ritual you have to do to get your head into the game
Yeah.
and get things
Well,
moving.
I mean, you saw our setter swing on a couple balls in the game, so Neil better be ready.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how the sun impacts things. We'll see who is relaxed as the match starts. And yeah, figure out who's really on that defensive prowess. We talked, both coaches mentioned defense and offense. So sounds like that's the name of the game today.
Yeah, I think splitting the pins and getting the middles involved for Malory is massive, whereas I think Newcastle like to introduce their middles quite quickly and then go back out to the pins, which is an interesting way of doing it because you're opening up space for your pin hitters, whereas you've obviously got Nathan on one side who has a very high reach, so you don't need to make that space as much. So it's be interesting to see how they react to each other's offense and defense plans.
Yeah, definitely. So with that being said, as you guys are watching the warm-ups take place, we will throw up to Michael Hansen-Morris up in the booth, and Tara, you'll make your way up to commentate with him.
See you in a second.
Have a fun match.
Thank you very much, Jess. As I said, game 4 of the day in the final fours. We are going to be back tomorrow for the medal games. And the winner of this game will face the London Giants in the final. Loser will drop down to the bronze medal game where the University of Nottingham awaits the winners. These two sides met twice this season already. Opening day was an absolute thriller at Loughborough University, as it was the year before, going all the way in the distance, but this time it was the Malory Eagles coming out with a 3-2 victory over the Knights team, and then the two sides squared off at the end of February and start of March weekend as Malory trekked up north for a doubleheader, and the Knights came out with a 3-1 victory. That was the first game the Knights played without James Ledbury on the outside, as Hayden Freer stepped into the starting spot and had a strong game. So something for Newcastle to keep managing around. Obviously, Newcastle off the back of a Bucks final loss and then having not clinched a 1 seed in this building a fortnight ago, as they took on the London Giants, having won the first set, needed to find one of the next 3 sets to clinch the number 1 seed, but couldn't quite manage it. And that's left them in the 2 seed to square off with this Malory Eagles team. As we're about 7 minutes away, give or take, from first serve. And Tara's just making her way up before we talk about our ones to watch. It'll be interesting to see, especially Malory will have a few options to go with team selection. We don't know if Sonoyasha or Joel Martinez is going to start. Both have been used. Sonoyasha having a big second half of the season, and his assist ratio over 50% at the back end of the year, as Malory opting with both setters warming up to get everyone ready. And we also the question of who will join Ben Kwame in the second outside position for Newcastle. We probably know what Sam Shenton's going to do with the injury to James Ledbury, but we'll get those starting sevens to you in a couple of minutes' time. As Tara's joined me up in the commentary booth, and I know you're same with Jess, but how much of a factor is depth over these weekends, Tara? Because obviously 2 games no matter what, win or loss, and Newcastle having lost James Ledbury, a little bit shorter in the rotation.
I think a lot of players on Newcastle have really stepped up, and I think it shows that their bench is so ready to come on and they're all fighting for a position on court, and it's so nice to see because they're so supportive of each other, but at the same time one man steps down, another one steps up, and you can really see that with Newcastle. Malory's depth has always been there. They've even brought Abdi in halfway through the season, so they just got even more. But yeah, I think it's nice to see a university like Newcastle where their whole team is ready to play in the league. They're all very high level, so it'll be interesting in the next coming years if they get many like first years in and how they develop in the team, because I know they have Josh on the squad.
Yeah, indeed, and obviously Newcastle knocked the UEL, where a lot of the Malory players play, out of the Bucks semi-final, and that was a dramatic 3 sets. I think the first 2 sets were 26-28 and 31-33 in that semi-final.
Absolutely insane.
As we now get to have a look at our head-to-head, and it's super easy with these. If in doubt, stick the ball to the right-hand side and the 2 opposites. Young and old, experienced and inexperienced, Kelechi Bell and Nathan Fullerton. And Tara, this matchup so exciting. 2 English opposites going at each other, and both provide so much spark to their team.
Yeah, I think it's really important here to see that the fact that they're 6'4" and 6'6", and they've got that height. Neither of these teams are super tall, so fully having that height on both right sides is majorly important for the block and for the attack. So it'll be interesting to see if they develop that area of the court early on, or if both teams will try and go to the right side offensively to avoid the block on their left-hand side. So it's interesting.
Both blocking efficiently as well. As you talked about Nathan downstairs defensively as well.
Yes.
The fact that he's in the top 5
Yeah,
of
one
digs.
stat that he would want on there is not on there. Opposites are very proud of their defense.
But obviously super efficient hitting season for Nathan Fullerton once again. But Kelechi can provide that outcome as both teams head back to the service line to get some serves in. Obviously the lack of whistle, it's not always the most well known that you're meant to go back and serve.
I can imagine it's quite loud down there with the men, lower male voices as well.
But obviously, how difficult is it for Malory, because over the years, because they've come so close in so many finals recently.
Yeah.
Obviously the heartbreak in the semi-final last year, that they've just never quite got over the line. So how difficult is it to kind of park some of those memories of being in this gym, not winning finals when you're coming into a Final Four?
Well, I was actually there recently as well for their Bucks final, where they were down 2 and they came back by 2, which is just impressive work. And I think if they find that fire early on and that connection with each other and that trust where they build it early on, then they'll be fine. But I think at the moment they have to prove to themselves that they can play well, and they need to do that with big swings, which they don't necessarily develop. However, at Bucks finals, they don't have players like Kelechi and Neil Reyes, so it'll be interesting to see how the more experienced players on the court react and change and adapt to playing a team like Malory, and see if that they lift the spirits from an early on perspective.
Yeah, it's a question of who can get over the line at the crunch end of the season. Obviously, both teams match up well with London Giants as well, so having split the regular season, so that will be super interesting. Obviously, we know the sun may or may not play a factor depending on how it comes out, but how important is it for Malory to put service pressure on this Newcastle team, because this serve-receive unit from Newcastle has been rock solid all year. Obviously, Letters is out, but even Hayden Freer's come in and passed the 2-2 consistently.
Yeah, I said this downstairs with Jess, but getting Neil the ball and letting him spread his offense will make a massive difference for them to avoid big blocks, to make a one-on-one situation will just access them so much more court, because Malory are a very good defensive scrappy team. So the more court available to them, the quicker they'll be able to side out. So getting their middles in, relying on that serve receive that they are so good at will be so key to their offense and siding out quickly, scoring points quickly.
And obviously the middles have changed a little bit. That's an area Malory attacked in the bronze medal game last year. Logan Clark, Dylan Cohen through the middle had a field day. Obviously Christo Blanchin's really come in with his NCAA Division 3 experience, and been really solid as well to help the team out. As we're about ready for introductions here, reminder, the games for tomorrow have all but been set at 10 a.m. We'll have a rematch of these two teams, but just on the other side, the women's bronze medal game, Malory and Newcastle will square off, and then the loser of this game will play Nottingham at 12:30, and then at 3 o'clock Tara will be back in action as they are in the gold medal game against the undefeated Durham Platinets. And then at 5:30, give or take, depending on how the day goes, the London Giants will await the winner of these games. Obviously, head to Volleyball England if you are in the London area. Come down tomorrow. If not, we'll be here on the live stream all weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game no matter what. I haven't seen London Giants that dialed in all season. They were clinical.
As both teams are about to get introduced along with the referees. A lot of these players know each other as well throughout the year, so a lot of friendly rivalries on.
Yeah, you can see a lot of England national team players seeing each other as well, so it would be interesting. Good chirp through the net, I think. Not bad chirp today.
And coaching-wise as well, obviously, Sam Shenter's super experienced, and then the ever-veteran and reliable Malory coaching team of Jefferson Williams, Carol Gordon and Ian Legrand.
We know them, we love them. Malory looking very calm as always in these places.
I think Stan just said it perfectly in the arena. You've got at least 3 sets. I don't think either of us think this is going to be 3 sets.
No, I think we're going to be yapping for a while now. Just don't know if it'll be 4 or 5. Can't quite decide that.
Yeah.
Depends how the momentum goes for each team.
Our referees for this game, Anna Jaskowska up in the umpire's chair. And in front of us on the scorer's table side, Giordano Machi, as we now get ready to get introduced onto the floor. As I think Sam Shen has just told them what rotation they're in. And the Knights, the first team out, wearing number 8, their captain, Ollie Tuck, super big season, super consistent across all areas, is the Knights captain. Number 1, Neil Ray, starting setter. Number 11, you've seen him in that pre-game, Kalichi Belt. Number 12, through the middle, Isaac Gibbs. Number 25, Hayden Freer, who's done a great job filling in for the injured James Ledbury. Number 34, Cristo Biachin Puente. And then the starting lib for Newcastle, Angus Hendricks. It's such an energy bunny.
There we go. One-handed cartwheel.
We didn't even know he was going to do that, but that was
We have an
perfectly
Aussie on
timed.
our team, and that's the kind of chaos you expect.
We got a replay that we thought was the cartwheel and ended up being a London Giants point, but hey ho.
Have Nathan Fullerton.
As Nathan Fullerton leads the team out. He's already 0-1 on the day, having lost the important coin toss.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the Malory team are going to start number 4, Abdi Malik Shakuri, the mid-season signing from Richmond. And he'll be joined at the outside position by number 5, Ben Kwame. Number 6, Joel Martinez gets the start at the setter position. Number 12, Olaf Matusenox. Number 18, Dylan Cohen, his other middle. And they're starting libero with championship experience. Felipe Rodriguez, former champion with IBB Bologna, knows what it takes in the big game. But Ben Kwame, Abdi Malik Shakuri, going to be the big keys for Malory to find some balanced offense to help ease the workload on Nathan Fullerton.
Yeah, I think Martinez has fit into the team really smoothly this year, and he's been a great addition. Obviously, they lost their tried and true Chester last season, so it was nice to fill that spot with someone equally or not more experienced and ready to jump in and take that brunt of the action.
So we know who's going to serve because Malory want the first receive, having had that choice. Blanchard out, Hendricks in. Ollie Tuck having some fun spinning the ball on his finger, showing he's a trickster as well as a volleyball player.
Yeah, seemed quite calm before his first serve of the game.
And crowd is ready as Olaf Matusenox comes out, Felipe Rodriguez in. And we are about ready for game number 4, game number 2, the Dynamik Men's Super League Final 4 winner. A chance to take on the title as the spectators have more fun in the sun. Rodriguez down to a knee to start, middle run, and they're going to call a...
I don't know if it's on the set. I think it might have been on Joel then.
Centre line violation on the setter, so not the best way to start again.
That was a very tight pass. He did well to get to it, but interesting how far Rodriguez starts in his serve receive. Oh,
Yeah, Tuck goes power this time. Shukri into the block. Kalichi Bell, no press, comes down right in front of his feet.
It's good vision by Abdi to see that the block was late and that he could sneak that through down the net. Good lineup though by the Newcastle team. I'm sure that they're going to get some blocks in this game, so it's interesting to see that they were locking cross on him then.
So first serve of the day, Dylan Cohen deciding to opt to serve from 5, which isn't ideal, as Hayden Freer splits the seam of 1 and 6 away to Nathan Fullerton's left for the first kill, and a big one for Hayden Freer just to calm down.
He's done a great job to come into this team, especially since he was injured at the beginning of the year. I think he broke his finger, and he stepped straight into the role of someone else being injured, and he's taken a massive brunt of the action, so it's interesting to see how well he's fitted into the team from an early start.
Yeah, 43 kills coming in, and there's the first ace of the game for Isaac Gibbs. Just his 14th of the season. 5 Newcastle players
I will say
have
the
14
ball,
or more.
the ball's dropping like crazy at the moment in this. It's very hot in here, and it's just allowing the ball to float over the top of the net and then slam into the floor on a float serve. So
perfect day to be an opposite. Don't have to worry about it. As Matthew Senox on the quick ball through the middle. And Olas Matusenox, not really known for that side of his game, instead is just a monster on the blocking side. 42 blocks on the season. That's just his 32nd kill. Having played pretty much every set for the Eagles. As that's tight. Ray goes one-handed. It's a free ball for Malory to work with. Martinez, one-handed back set. Beautiful.
That was a beautiful set. Yeah, that was a stunning set. It wasn't even any spin on it. I'm surprised Nathan wasn't up there ready to go with that sort of hands on your setter.
Almost like a reverse layup in basketball if you think about the action Martinez did to...
Careful not to carry it though.
As Freer plays it quick, Blanchin parks it onto
Clips
the
the
line.
sideline, yeah. That was a really good swing. I'm impressed that he managed to get such tempo on that. Really good reactions by the middle.
Bell tries to go short and succeeds in clipping the tape and bouncing onto the Newcastle side.
Went with the float serve as well.
But we've seen quite a few teams go a little bit shorter today. Again, maybe given a bit of time for the drop, but it's definitely brought the serve-receive units in a little bit as well, as Abdi Malik Shakuri goes halfway up the net.
Serve for serve. This is men's volleyball, everyone.
Well, it's the weakness of the Malory team, really, when you look at it. They've had multiple games down the back end of the season with 5+ serving errors a set.
Yes, I think I recall us talking about it last year when Essex men's were playing Malory, because it was...
Anything you can do, wow. I can do. I would say better, but how about the same?
That one nearly went over the net.
What's your definition of nearly?
This is a float serve. We will see some action here.
Yeah, Matthew Senox.
Oh, that's commentator's curse. Commentator's curse, everyone.
Tara King, brilliant. I bet if your team are laughing, I'm expecting the comments in about 30 seconds of them laughing.
No, they're supporting.
I think I've seen Leia come back in, but I don't think...
Yeah, Leia's somewhere. They've all gone to the hotel. They want to sleep.
Sleep and watch Durham film. As Kwame shanks the pass. Fullerton late to react.
I fear both of these men's team might have been sat in the sun for too long before this game.
Well,
we need to wake them up a little bit.
It's also been a long day. Like a lot of the Malory men were here to support the women who started 8 hours ago. Newcastle men obviously win for the women's game at 12:30 as well. So both teams have had a lot of hanging around time as Kwame buries that one over the top of Neil Ray.
Really good run by Dylan then in the middle to get that middle blocker to stick with him on the gap, and then that opened up loads of space for Ben to just come in and take control of the set. Yeah, Newcastle's serve receive is very deep for Nathan Fullerton's spin.
As Fullerton monster serve, well handled by Freer. As Ollie Tuck from just inside the free finds Rodriguez, who can't make it. I think that was going long.
I think it was as well, but I don't know if he thinks the block touched it, or there might have been a little touch, because he normally reads the situation quite well. So he would have known it was going out unless there was a touch on the ball.
So Neil Ray finds Kwame. That's an overpass. Ollie Tuck buries it, and they're going to call a lift. Yeah. I thought it was the back of Cohen's hand, not the front. But either way, I don't think Malory were rescuing that. And Jefferson Williams with an instant timeout with the Knights up 9-6.
Yeah, they've just creeped away by the serves here. As I said downstairs, it is a side-out game here. Whoever can get the cleanest side-outs the quickest way will win this, and keeping their serves in is a huge part of that, putting pressure on the passes. Overpasses are going to get dominated here, as you've just seen.
Indeed, and nothing better if you've not had a swing yet to come and have an overpass flying at you.
Yeah, wake you up a bit. Be interesting to see if we get any more middle sets on the Malory side here. They haven't really engaged them much yet.
They're not a big hitting team if you look at numbers. Matthew Sedox just 95 swings in 43 sets. Dylan Cohen at 89 in 31, so they're both averaging under 3 swings a set.
But when you got a matchup like Ben and Kalechi, you kind of want to keep the ball away from that.
It'll be interesting to see as Neil Ray gets a coach's point. We've not had many today.
No, Jefferson's on it. Look at him pacing back and forth.
A man that's never happy. But we have started seeing him smile more over the last couple of years. I feel like
Yeah.
he's eventually been softened up.
Yeah, he knows the players too well now. They'll just argue back.
Henrik's perfect pass as Bell has to wait and misses the
That was a
baseline.
very high ball.
The little stop and pop.
It's a good matchup though, Kelechi versus Martinez in the front.
Yeah, obviously, John Martinez, one of the smaller setters in the Super League as well. As Kwame again, serve on point.
Beautiful pass, yeah.
And Isaac Gibbs nails it onto the sideline. Jefferson Williams saying out. Line judge says nope.
Line judge was a very strong nod towards the first ref then. You don't see Jefferson moaning about it, so you know it's in.
He tried to moan and then looked down the line. But great piece of hitting by Isaac Gibbs as that's tight and that's over. I think John Martinez got a little touch on it. As Fullerton from the back row plasters the baseline. Oh, there's a touch on it, but I think it hit the line anyway.
I think he was going to be, I think it was out, but there were touches and he was upset that it was the wrong call. You could see him immediately go, touches, fair enough, fair enough.
I thought it might have clipped the line from here.
Sometimes it is just too fast to see, especially when you're that close and trying to move out the way at the same time.
Rather than me.
Oh.
As the first line monster of the day. I've been waiting all day for that. Dylan Cohen steps on the line. It always seems to be a thing on the tower flex.
Yeah, I think it's because normally in sports halls you have a line, you pick that line as where you're going to serve from. So in here, there's no definitive place to pick a point of where you're going to serve from.
The fact that we've gone 3 games without one's impressive. Another tight and
yeah,
Hayden
Malory
free
needs
up.
to get this pass off the net for Martinez. He's really struggling here.
A little bit over anxious. I don't know if he touched the ball, but I actually think he did.
Yeah.
I think he touched Martinez.
We had quite a few of those in our game as well.
Yep. But I actually think he might have caught Joel Martinez's hand.
Yeah,
which
I
is
think so. The
effectively
refs have been very on it today. It's very good.
super experienced crew at Final Fours. As Kelechi Bell waits, Felipe Rodriguez got a hand to
That
it.
was
but
an impressive swing. They did a very good job of taking away most of the court there, and he still found a sliver of line to attack. Really good thumb down shot from Kelechi. It's hard as a right-handed opposite to cut down the line, so it was really impressive that he reached out, cut his thumb down and managed to get that.
as Bell sprints over from 1 to 5. Matusenok's middle, a little bit low on it and couldn't make the adjustment. Misses the back corner, and the Knights up 3 here, 13-10.
No, you're not going to find Newcastle's libero reaching for balls that are going out. He's very aware of his court space.
Fullerton is aware of that one. Sharp cross court. Henriks thought he was in an okay position, but that one buried. And Hayden Freer getting some instruction from Sam Shenton. As Abdi Malik Shakuri back to serve, finds Tuck. As Bell from the 10. Rodriguez got a touch on it. Kwame's going to go aggressive. That's going to be an overball. Matusenok's into the right hand of Neil Ray. Great awareness.
That's a good touch by Neil.
Neil Ray read that on the turnaround, put his hand up, but couldn't control the touch. And both teams keeping rallies short, which is kind of what we expected in this game.
Yeah, there's not going to be... I know they're both very good defensive teams, but with the power they have offensively, it's going to be little rallies.
As Ray Blanchin is blocked.
That was the face.
By the head of Matusenok. Blanchin under the net.
Right in the nose.
Don't rush under the net, Christo, please. Please.
Flashbacks.
But he was purely going to check he was okay because he saw where that ball
You can see
caught.
how red it is from here, his nose, bless him. Should have put his head down, it would have gone in court.
Well, we'll talk about that one in a minute. As Matusenok's dug up by Bell. Ollie Tuck is absolutely rejected by Nathan Fullerton.
You can see here Nathan gets his hands to the ball, which is why it goes straight down, because he has the ability to add a bit of flick onto the top of it as well. Great press by Nathan.
Nearly broke Ollie Tuck's ankle landing on that ball.
Well, you don't need any more ankle injuries for Newcastle.
Yeah. As Matusenok's finds Freer. Blanchin has to attack. Cohen touch, gets it back, but only picks up Kelechi Bell. That's a tight ball. And Nathan Fullerton's... Oh, they're going to say it's over the net, so it's a double touch. That's a really smart call. Because that is actually the right call. I didn't think about it at the time.
Did something look a bit wrong in that point, I did think.
Yeah. Ollie tucks straight away, but it's the right call because it wasn't an illegal touch, so the ball must have gone over.
Yes, Nathan's
Therefore,
using his
double touch.
observation skills in the comments as well.
Question is that the real Nathan?
But we don't know anymore.
Well, we had 3 James Ledburys early, and the real one was stood next to me.
I saw those comments.
Fullerton beats Bell on the cross court, and Malory into the lead, 15-14.
See, now Neil did a really smart thing then of putting the ball farther away from Nathan Fullerton and giving Kelechi a 10. It's just unfortunate that they've got such good defenders down the line for Malory. All of them have practiced Nathan Fullerton's swing, so they're used to taking up balls.
As Ray. Tuck is rejected again. Nathan Fullerton all over that. Ollie Tuck looks to the sky.
I think Newcastle have slowed down their pins. They're putting a bit more height on the ball. I don't know if it's...
As timeout is called by Sam Shenton.
I don't know if Newcastle are doing it on purpose, but it's slowing down their pins and allowing the block to set up really well in front of them.
And that one obviously off the net as well.
Yeah,
wasn't ideal
hard.
for Tuck. He started to approach and it had to stop. And
I can't see from this angle, but it might be coming at Neil really quickly and he's just shooting it out to the pin, which isn't... He might need a bit more height on the ball to really see where the blockers are, have that glance, and then pick the position he wants to set.
Simon Says has gone down like a lead balloon.
Right.
It's an L for the crowd.
What a boring crowd we have this year. Oh, you can see Ari. Ari stood up. She stood up by herself.
As a reminder, if you want to come down tomorrow, QR code on your screen, Final 4 tickets.
Come give Stan something to work with in the crowd.
Yeah, please. That's the I've seen Stan do that for many a year.
Bring your
and
sunglasses.
That is, yeah, well, I mean, there are plenty of places you could move to within the crowd, but
No, my dad's tanning over there.
You're jealous.
Yeah, very.
As Tuck
Good
finds
dig.
Matthew Senox.
He's been solid there.
Fullerton gets rejected by Blanchin, trying to go with the tip, and he's immediately talking to his
See Nathan
team.
Fullerton saying, "I'm sorry, I wasn't ready. I didn't expect you to set that so well."
Yeah.
It's very rare you see Nathan Fullerton tip, so I think you can let him get away with that one. Just a little ball changeover with the ball boy. They've been very, very good and on it.
Christo Blanchin on the service line. Kwame Cohen with the quick run through the middle. Good handle. Ray's going to turn and fire. Good block touch by Malory, expecting Neil Ray to be aggressive.
Double block on the setter.
As Hayden Freer tight. Fullerton and Ray jousting at the net. Tuck goes into the block, steps on the centre line, gets away with it. Sam Shenton wanting
Malory
something.
was under the net.
And that's a scramble won by the Knights, but it was Ollie Tuck's foot that was on the line.
Yes, from here we can clearly see that, but I think... Oh no, they're calling net touch. Oh, they're calling under. Ollie's saying he was under.
So Newcastle ties up at 16 apiece. As that one off the net, take Kwame with it. Our line judge right on the spot with that one.
It's always funny to watch the pancakes back and really see if they were down or not, isn't it?
Yeah, it's such a difficult call. You've not always got a great angle.
You can mostly tell by if it's spinning or not, but...
As Kwame absolutely bounces one over the top of Neil Ray. We've got no replay of that, but just press back on YouTube. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, they've just high-fived each other under the net saying, Neil Ray's going, well done, bud. That's your point.
I don't know. I don't know if Neil says that. I don't think Neil speaks in compliments.
I think you've got to give Ben that. He's a very undersized outside. He does such a good job to be so clinical and think effectively about his swings. Take it when it's there.
Isaac Gibbs finds the line.
See, the difference here is the pins are getting high sets on Newcastle. They're getting a block set up. You can just see Martinez shot that ball out to Ben. Ben's up in the air, bangs it around the block. So there needs to be some sort of shift with the pin setting here on Newcastle to get the similar situation for them. Neil Ray's misses the serve.
So
now
rare
Waring.
miss.
Yeah, it was 9-6, and Malory have clawed their way back up 3 points, 18 all.
I mean, not a rare miss by Neil Ray, but we've not seen many service errors in this match so far. As another tight set, but right into the hitting arc, and again, Newcastle middles having a big game. Isaac Gibbs with multiple kills in this opening set.
Ollie tucks back to serve. Spin serve. Oh, good hybrid serve then from Ollie Tuck.
As Abdi Bell goes early on 2 and catches Rodriguez napping.
He was quite lucky there. He only had one block up. All that was getting stuff back in his face, but I don't think anyone was expecting it. It's rare that you catch Rodriguez out of position.
Super rare. As we're into the business end of the set, it's a 2-point Knights lead. They're the first into the Magic 20s as Fullerton stays behind the line. Hendricks with a great touch,
That
but
was a great touch.
Ollie Tuck couldn't quite rescue it.
I think Ollie Tuck's bleeding.
And we will have...
Oh, we can see it from here. That's
Yep.
confirmed blood. There we go.
Yep.
You always have to question.
You get 2.5 minutes or 3 minutes if you need it. Doesn't need to come out. It's a blood injury, so that you are given time.
Yeah,
as
Elena
we
was
saw.
given time earlier. She scraped her arm on the boards when we had back-to-back shanks through the boards and then 2
Oh, hold
dives.
on. We're going to get a time delay. Hold on a minute.
Did she take? She put the
Hold
yellow
on.
back, I think. No, I think the ref has given the yellow. And now she's given the yellow directly to Ollie. I don't know if, when you're 2019 up, I'm not sure a time delay is what you're quite looking for, but
But it's only a warning.
yeah, true.
But Sam Shenta, I just took my headset off trying to hear. He is fuming.
He's been rolled up today, though.
As Ray back set Bell finds Fullerton. There's Nathan Fullerton, dig lead, but Dylan Cohen makes an absolute hash of the second touch and puts the ball into the bleachers.
That's okay, Dylan. We can blame that one on the sun. He was over by 5. You can see the sun's now leaking onto Newcastle's side of the court, which is what they were trying to avoid with their cheeky little side change at the beginning of the match.
As Kwame low to scoop it. Abdi has to wait and is shut down on the triple block. I'm not sure which one got a hand to it, but it doesn't matter. It's a Knights point once again. We'll have a look at that.
Newcastle are so good at the triple block. You saw it in their women's team earlier on our pipe. You can see it now. They just really communicate well and get up at the same time and press.
I think it was Christo Blanchard with the touch, but it's not the easiest to tell as Martinez has to scramble. Fullerton finds Ray. As Ollie Tuck, nice high ball, but it's a free ball for Malory. That felt very doubly. But Abdi Malik goes cross court.
Yeah, I don't think there was quite enough spin, but that's what you get when you give such a loopy free ball in. I do think both teams are doing a really good job of attacking the middle when they come in for defense, or they're attacking the right side of the court, which is where your worst defenders are, the opposites and the setters. You take setter out as a high ball defense, easier to block. So they're doing a really good job of that.
As Bell tries to respond, touched by Mallory again, the block touch
Tight.
helping as Fullerton over the triple
Clinical
block.
swing.
Nathan
That's-
Fullerton, monster set, that's kill number 7.
That's exactly what you want to see on a high ball set. You want to see them going for it, attacking, going up, swinging high, touching the hands of the blockers, going right behind that space they're trying to take out. That's why it's set so high.
So Martinez, flat serve, Freer plays it quick. Blanchin tries to roll, there's not a, well, there is a
Lucky
touch.
he touched that, he did touch that.
As Bell into the block.
Oh,
Mallory lined up the triple but didn't get any press on it.
I think Nathan fell into his middle there, otherwise he could have gotten that ball back up.
Yeah, Matthew Zenno's got the smallest of touch. I don't think that was going over the net.
No, I think he pressed so well, he touched it. We can say that he planned that, the middle of the Newcastle team.
So 2 points away.
Beautiful serve.
Yeah, clip the tape. Fullerton though waits and hammers the line. Sam Shenton just head in his hands. As he said to Jess Smith in the pre-game, plan, stop Nathan Fullerton. Well, you haven't done
when
that
he's hot
yet.
like this, playing smart, tipping, rolling, hitting over the top of the block, yeah, you do tend to think, what are we doing? Confusion over a timeout. There is a timeout going to Newcastle.
Yep, the buzzer was a tiny bit late being pressed.
Is that the correct score, 23-22?
It is.
Yeah? In my head, Malory were leading.
No, it's been a little bit back and forth in this opening set.
It certainly feels like momentum-wise Malory are leading. They seem more clinical and structured with their side out.
I mean, both teams trading kills. Right now, Malory 13 kills, Knights 12, but 3 errors, only 3 hitting errors each, so it's just the finest
They're
of
trading
margins.
service errors as well, I believe.
Yeah, it's just the 2 aces for Newcastle
Yeah.
that Malory haven't got, but don't forget Malory are playing at the worst end of the court.
Yeah, well, the sun's transferred now, so.
There's Abdi Malik Shakuri. Aces, Ollie Tuck. Talk about time for an ace.
Yeah. No coaches' points being given out there.
Newcastle taking their time, even though there wasn't much of a flaw. Anna Jaskaska all over that one. There's not much of a wet spot because Ollie Tuck was not on the floor for very long.
He does look pretty sweaty from here, though. You can see how red his face is. It is very hot in here.
It is, but it's also, I think we
Good
both know.
time-wasting skill, yeah.
Both tactical. Haven't got a timeout left as Shukri, perfect by Freya, and Blanchin pulls it into the net. And all of a sudden, having been down 3 late in set number 1, it's a set point to the Malory Eagles.
I think
22-19 to 23-24.
I think they need to get their middles on a gap a little bit more, maybe a C away from this A that's being protected so well by the Malory middles.
Shukri finds Tuck. Blanchin off the block, tied up 24 apiece.
Bit of a higher set. I saw him turn to Neil Rays after that point and go, you set me again, you do that for me. And he did, and they fixed it. That's really good. That's good trust from your setter. That's good improvement from your middle to improve like that point to point. That's exactly what you want to see during a game.
So Hayden Freer back at the service line. 5 aces on the season. Causes Rodriguez problems.
I think that was going out as well.
And Kwame nets it. Massive serve by Hayden Freer, who statistically isn't one of the night's best servers. Just 72% success rate on the season. A 136 serve rating, and he's going to have to think about it as Jefferson Williams uses, I believe, his first timeout of the set.
Yes, I think it is his first time out. I think if they win this set, Malory have got a good placement for the rest of the game.
Oh, in fact, no, that is Jefferson's second. He used one early on, like 7 points in.
Yeah, I think it was when they missed their serves. I don't want to imagine what you were saying then.
So everyone just a chance to catch their breath. Hayden Freer has to think about it. We've seen one coach's point already, actually. That's why reminders. Clips the net take for the ace.
I think that just shows how much he's brought to this team since he's come in. He's had to fill a massive role.
As Jefferson Williams just stands motionless on the sideline.
Yeah, I think unfortunately this is something I was thinking about when his first serve dropped, when his first serve was dug up and if we thought it was going out. The hall in here is so hot at the moment. The ball will be flying, 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 and it will just drop and hit that end line every time if you don't leave it.
Take your time, take your time.
Ollie Tuck telling his team, his bench, that they're useless because they didn't bring his water bottle, so he has to go get it himself.
He's amped up, he's fired, he's got the adrenaline pumping.
But a massive first set. 26-24, 13 kills apiece. 3 blocks apiece. And just the finest of margins, as we expected coming into this game, Tara, that is going to decide this.
I think it's interesting to see how they're playing a yo-yo volleyball here. They're sort of going point for point, side up for side out. I can do this, you can do it better type of deal. But it'll be interesting to see if they start using their outsides again on both sides a bit more. Obviously, they're being very reluctant to set Ben when he's against Kalechi, but it'll be interesting to see if he brings him in because obviously he's had those clinical swings and he's been so good at siding out. I think that line swing alone showed that he's ready to play in this game. He's very used to this environment, so we'll see if we bring him in. We'll see if Ollie Tuck can get a set a bit tighter to the net and then he can do some damage as well, so it will be interesting.
Yeah, it will be. Nathan Fullerton, monster set 1, all for nothing. 9 points, 7 kills, 2 blocks for Fullerton, just 1 hitting error. But as you said, the battle of the opposites, Kalichi Bell pacing the Knights, 4 kills. As sounds like Newcastle talking about trying to get the middles a little bit more involved, and that makes sense because both Christo Blanchin and Isaac Gibbs have 3 kills apiece in that set, and especially when Isaac Gibbs was running it.
Well, it's important that the three kills each is 6 points, which is a very large margin of points that you actually get side outcomes in volleyball. So it's interesting to see if they can get higher points than that, maybe get them up to 6 points each. That would be really good. Get your pins one-on-one a bit more. I know Kalechi was set a lot more 10s than he was front row, which is interesting. So we'll see if they use him a bit more front row as well. Keep that ball on the right side of the court and open up some space for their outsides who were struggling. But they did a really good job of controlling the first pass, allowing Neil to put it where he wants. So we'll see if he can just sort out the pin ball, and then they should be flying for the rest of this set. Whereas Malory need to change their defense up a little bit. I think they weren't quite ready for the scrappy balls in that set. So we'll see if they're just a bit lower, a bit more on the forwards on their feet for this set.
Yeah, indeed, obviously, we said it would be interesting to see how much the sun is or isn't having a factor. It's not easy to tell from up here.
I think it's factoring in the crowd a bit more than it is the players.
Oh, they're trying to put some extra bannering up on our right-hand side on the balcony to help the fans as there's a gap in the Crystal Palace armoury.
You've done a good job putting up the curtains and getting your black wall up to protect the sun. It's nice.
Organisation.
Yeah.
Obviously,
a lot of forethought.
Such a historic venue. It's not always perfect. Obviously, it is going to be redeveloped. This will probably be the last time we're here for a couple of years.
It's all right. We've just got a lovely new Loughborough open up for us. So.
As Dylan Cohen trying to get the Malory team
Yeah, I think the
fired up.
Malory girls went a bit quiet in that set, don't you?
Oh, at one point I did hear Ari through my headphones.
Yeah,
so.
but Ari's a beast of her own when it comes to cheering on her men.
Yeah, both teams fans. I think I saw a couple of fist bumps from the Nottingham guys. So I wonder if they fancy a crack at Newcastle after that Bucks final.
Yeah, I think they're ready for that rematch. They're ready for either rematch, I think, after their game.
Martinez gets us underway in set number 2 as Tuck into the block of Shukri. Gibbs goes aggressive. Martinez has to scramble out of system until you find Nathan Fullerton, and then you are in system.
Lovely deep corner shot. We call deep corners possibly the worst place to defend, the best place to score. So it's impressive Nathan's so clinical about hitting those deep corners. Deep lines probably the hardest place to score if someone's hitting that down at your face. So it's good to see Nathan defaulting to that if the set isn't quite there for him to hit really hard on.
As Bell through the middle, that's unusual.
I think he hit that with his fist as well. So it was sort of a get it in court wherever I can. No block up either, so Newcastle and Malory didn't know what was going on.
Felipe Rodriguez and Ben Kwame wrong-footed yet again. Sometimes it doesn't matter how, it's just in the way as Ollie Tuck smacks the floor.
Yeah, I think Ollie needs to find a bit of a steadier foot during this game, and once he does that, Newcastle are going to be flying. At the moment, he's the only one that's taking a bit of hesitancy about his swings. They're getting a good block up on him, and I think he's struggling.
So Shukri had to reach for that one, but connects with the
pass,
serve.
Yeah.
And Isaac Gibbs continues.
Was that OT? I think so.
I think it was.
Here we can see on the replay. Yeah, straight over the top. That's impressive for an undersized middle.
Isaac Gibbs having a really strong game for Newcastle. No wonder if some gents talk about getting middles involved. Malory haven't slowed them down yet, despite Matthew Senox and his blocking ability, but no one has slowed down Fullerton either. As Ollie Tuck once again at the captain's stand.
I personally saw Nathan Fullerton do another net touch where he karate chops the net then, but
I thought that happened, but that's not what the referees were judging.
Ollie's patience needs to be tested in this game.
Well, I'll say this. I'm glad he's not mic'd up.
That's a fun game, actually, of who would you mic up on the Men's Super League.
Not Chinners.
Well, no.
As Bell into the block of Cohen.
Actually, Chinners did all right today, actually. I
Well, only 2 a set. No, yeah, he did feel a little bit
there were
calmer.
I wouldn't say there was a Chinners crash out.
I'd say I think all the coaches have been relatively calm today. That is flat.
That was
Cohen,
impressive.
and that's going to be 4 touches as Hendricks did a great piece of defensive work, but nothing the Knights could do with that.
I don't think anyone was expecting him to set the gap then, so that was really impressive that Dylan was up and ready to hit.
Well, to be honest, I'm not sure there was another hitting option, really, with where it was.
I feel like the Rebels men's team have all created a Nathan Hall account.
Very possible, a bit like a Nathan Hall banner. As Freya into the block, lovely high ball by Martinez, out of system, Kwame. Woo. Nearly a foot save as Bell dugs it up, but Christo Blanchin couldn't quite save it.
Yeah, I think that they're trying to keep Ben off his favourite shot, which is the 4-4. He's so good at hitting that sharp cross, and they're giving him line, which is possibly harder to defend, possibly not harder to defend, but at the moment he's doing pretty well down there.
As Fullerton lines up one, Kalichi Bell has to play it as Hendricks was beaten by that. As Rodriguez high into the Crystal Palace ceiling, and Kwame this time goes 6 and beats Tuck. But a terrific piece of defending by Kalichi Bell, because Utah, you'll know as an opposite, you're not expecting to play that one corner and have to pass it when your lip's right in front of you.
It is your job whether to know it's in or out, and if you know that ball's going in and your pass is not moving, then all you can do is try and get a touch on it. Opposites do pride themselves on their rare serve receives. I think it's interesting to see how they're setting Ben Kwame more on the outside here, and he's doing really, really well. I think they've opened up the space for him by setting Nathan Fullerton so much in the last set, and now setting him, they're transferring it to the other side of the court, and it's shifting the momentum and the block, and they don't quite know what to do, because obviously you expect the ball to go to Nathan Fullerton.
And that's the thing, that Malory have to have that balanced attack. Stats quiz time, Tara King.
Right. Okay.
Kalichi Bell, how many serve receives on the season, including the one he just made?
I want to say like 8 or 9.
That was serve, receive, pass number 4 of the season.
Really? He did look like he was ready to do it, so I'm sure he's had that situation before.
Yeah, probably the other 3 times he's had to pass. So out of the timeout, Nathan Fullerton on the service line. This time, 1.5 meters over the baseline.
Coach's point.
Sam Shenton gets on the scoreboard.
He's chewing his gum down there, he's happy.
As Abdi Malik, Dylan Cohen got a hand to it, but Felipe Rodriguez couldn't get it over.
I'm surprised he didn't get called a carry on that one for Dylan.
I don't know where it might have just hit him rather than, I don't think he had time to carry it, because I don't think he knew anything about it. Just hit him. As Ollie Tuck goes to net yet again. Sorry, goes to the referee stand yet again.
Well, the comments are dealing with that one for us. Nathan's everywhere.
As Hayden Freer, who obviously got that ace to win the set. Another big serve. Shukri from the pipe finds Angus Henricks, and Kalichi Bell to Ollie Tuck for the free ball. As Cohen steps inside, but is shut down. One-on-one, Christo Blanchin.
Insane piece of blocking. To be able to see that he's not going to be taking that B, and instead he's going to step in for the A. They spoke about it before this play. I saw them have a little word. He's really paying attention to his hips there, because they didn't once face the net, so that's really good eye work on the block.
Martinez, Kwame continues his set.
There we go. They took line, he went 4-4. We can see that Ben's playing a little game with the block right now.
Yeah. Ben Kwame having a monster second set.
The speed they're running Ben Kwame at is just suiting his offensive skills so well right now. If they can keep this up, there won't be a problem.
As Ollie Tuck, good pass, going to get it back, has to wait on it, and Ollie Tuck plays for the block touch, gets it.
That was a really smart play. You can see Ollie's just up above that block, so he has full vision, and without the hands being pulled, it's just so easy to tool from that perspective.
As Blanchin now back row brings Isaac Gibbs back into the game. Shukri gets it back from Martinez into the block of Gibbs.
We haven't seen much of Abdi yet.
And Ray goes aggressive on 2, beats Nathan Fullerton. And Newcastle starting to flex again in this second set. There you go. Now you see why
now
James
you can see if he's on his phone down there on the bench.
as Martinez back set to Fullerton.
Oh, he was in the right spot for that.
In the right spot, but couldn't catch up with the speed.
He didn't step out the way, which is more impressive, really.
As, the
Glenn
great,
nearly knocked over your camera. Or is that Strent's camera over there?
yeah, that was a great piece of adjustment to get to the camera. That was going to go flying. As Dylan Cohen aces Ollie Tucker way to the left.
It did make me giggle earlier when someone shanked a ball over the sideboards and the Giants, is it at the outside? He just stepped it over it because he's that tall.
Oh, Amadou Sam, yeah.
Yeah, he just stepped over it.
Yep.
Everyone else is trying to fly over it.
Dylan Cohen, second in Malory regular season with aces, gets his first of the final. Ollie Tuck
Good pass.
turns a 0 to a 3 and a point to Malory to a point to the Knights.
That's a really good adjustment. I think women should use it more in serve receive as well, but volleying the ball. It just lets you step up and then you don't get beaten as deep or short as much, and I think Ollie does a really good job of that. He's grown so much from last season to this season, it's really nice to see.
As Neil Ray, good serve again, testing the serve receive as Abdi Malik Shukri buries that one. The ball hits the floor, then he goes under the net.
Yeah, he waited until it hit the floor before going under the net,
but Malory are letting loose in this set. Kwame and Abdi joining Nathan Fullerton.
And that comes from Martinez opening up the middle of the court.
And he'll go back to serve. Kalichi Bell is blocked by Nathan Fullerton. That's set too tight.
What a matchup you have there, Kalichi versus Nathan Fullerton.
But again, the set just not helping Kalichi Bell out. That Nathan's able to really push the ball over.
You don't want the ball where Nathan can reach it. Ooh.
Well, Nathan ain't reaching that one.
No.
Isaac Gibbs on the quick ball.
His arm action is so impressive. He really cocks his arm back and then hits down on the ball. He really lets himself see the space. It's really impressive.
Going against the block of Matu Senox, it's a great showing. As Shukri steps in front of Rodriguez. Martinez has to scramble and Kwame over the baseline.
I like that set though. They haven't used much backcourt through the middle, so it's interesting to see that out of system he flicks that up for Ben and can still run him at speed. It's just a shame Ben wasn't quite ready, didn't get on top of it enough.
The DJ is trying to say everyone's alive. I'm not sure the crowd are after Stan's Simon Says game earlier.
No, I think the
volleyball might be warming them up though. As Newcastle continue to make serves at high rate as Nathan Fullerton with a rare hitting error finds the net. Jefferson Williams has had enough. Couple of errors in a row for Malory on the hitting and he'll want to talk it over. 12-11 down, set one, having gone to the Knights 26-24.
Yeah, it's weird how the momentum feels in this game, isn't it? Because Malory thought it felt like the momentum was with Malory, but Newcastle just got those crucial points at the end of the first set, and that's just carried them through now.
I think it was the Essex-Newcastle game at yours.
Yeah.
Where we created the emotion meter and
yes,
it just kept swinging back and forth the whole time.
Well, yeah, we've got an emotional team at Essex.
Well, no, I'm just talking about the momentum of the game. We called it the
imagine
emotion
those
meter.
two teams playing each other. That's emotion on emotion. You've already seen how much Ollie likes to get rowdy about a point. And you got Ewan Fraser on the other side of the court.
The most ultimate love-hate relationship in the Super League. Ewan Fraser and Ollie Tuck. As Ollie Tuck goes short, Matthew Senox with a great pass and Shukri finds the antenna.
That was a beautiful set though.
That one's out.
That as a hitter, you do turn around and go, please do that again, because that was really lovely.
Yeah. And 3 errors in a row for Malory. As Shukri, another perfect pass. And Nathan Fullerton over the top, that one off the floor.
You can see the lever on Newcastle then got his foot in front of the ball but not underneath it, and he's joking around with the ref saying, that was up, that was up.
Yeah, I don't think they're missing that one.
I think it's quite impressive to get underneath that ball.
I think Jefferson Williams telling Ian Chow to warm up below us as Abdi into the net on serve.
He's looking a bit nervous in this game, I think. I think he's not quite relaxed enough.
2-point lead for the Knights.
Got hashtag defend the castles in the comments.
Yeah, that is the Newcastle catchphrase. As Nathan Fullerton into Kwame Ray. Out of system, everyone going for it for Newcastle. And Hayden Freer manages to turn nothing into something.
There was no block up on him. The defense wasn't quite set. He just took advantage of the situation there. Good swing.
Double sub, in fact, for Malory. Chow for Abdi, Malik Shakuri and Sonayasha for Joel Martinez. A double sub that isn't a traditional double sub.
No.
It's just a natural double sub rather than keeping the setter in the back row. But Malory need to change something. Down 3, 15-12 in this set, having had the momentum midway through set number 2. As Chow, good pass to get himself going, and Nathan Fullerton off the block of Hayden Freer.
That's a really good. That was a big block up in front of him, so to cut it off the block like that was really good. I think it's hard as a right side to tool the block because you can't swipe outwards. It's not natural to your arm to move that way, so it's nice that he's got such power to be able to hit it out the other side of the court.
Yeah, it was 11-9 the Malory leads. As Matu Senox with the defense, Blanchin plays it legally, and that'll be a point to the Knights.
They've got a bit of a way to climb back here. Kelechi back to serve as well, so we'll see if he picks his deadly float serve or his deadly spin serve.
The almost present task of a food delivery for being here all day while on commentary. That's going to be fun as Kwame misses. And all of a sudden, Newcastle from an 11-9 down have a 4-point leader in control of this semi-final.
Yeah, they've come from the first set with the momentum of their kills that they've really just attacked as they go into the second set. Good looking food, Mikey.
Fullerton
Ooh,
finds Bell, big up. The Newcastle women love it. They'll love, no, I was going to say love the point more, but Cohen keeps it alive off the net. Ray, jump set, Bell has to push. Malory wanting the double, or the women certainly were. Freer into the antenna.
I really like Hayden as a player. He's very creative. He hits when he needs to.
I think it hit the antenna first. Oh, they're going to say off Nathan Fullerton into the antenna. So it is a 5-point Newcastle lead. Fullerton demolishes it. Much needed for Malory, but now you've got to find a way to put pressure on because this Newcastle serve receive tower has been almost perfect.
I know. They've really held true to their stats here.
So how do you find 4 break points in 7 attempts? Well, that one isn't great for Freer. Into the block.
Cover.
No one really there. So Malory going to get the free ball. Kwame under it. Gets it back against an open net.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, we're good.
Just trapped it.
He just caught it, yeah. He stopped it on its way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I think it caught him a little bit. He just said, ow. Yeah. We can just say it's thigh burn, though. It didn't actually.
As Neil Ray out to 4. Freer stops, waits, finds the block.
Lovely high swing.
Nathan Fullerton has to go to the roll from the 10. Bell 10-10, and he beats Kwame one-on-one.
Ben was up very early on the block then, so Kelechi really took advantage of that, saw his hands and went for them. Really smart swing from a 10. You can see Ben's kicking himself a little bit.
Yeah, it's a big one. Had an opportunity to control the rally.
At this deficit, you want to be clinical and not give up mistakes, and it's not happening for Malory.
As Chow, lovely 3-point pass. Cohen waits on it, can't find the floor. As Ollie Tuck denied by Sonayashan. Sonayasha, underrated blocker, Tara. He's done a really good job. That's his 9th block of the season, but had a couple of big solos, especially in that London Giants game.
He just has that little bit more height on the block, and I think it makes a big difference because you've just realised that you have all that space up there, and now it's been taken away by the sub, so it was a very smart sub.
Kwame finds Henrik's perfect pass. Blanchin runs it into Dylan Cohen. Big for Malory, getting a couple of defensive points with the blocks. Oh! We get a yellow card for Christo Blanchin.
Well, I think Newcastle's heads are going a little bit here.
Yeah.
They can't find the floor. I think, to be honest, Kelechi looks like the most locked-in player right now. He's on defense, he's on offense, and I think the rest of them need to find his mental level at the moment. Emotional
Control needed from both sides. But it also ices Ben Kwame, who we know likes to go big on serve. Just 72% success rate on the season coming in. Going to have to make him think about it. Big top spin, finds Tuck. Not the best pass by Ollie Tuck, but he'll get it back 2.5 out over the top of the net. Chow, monster. Is there a touch on that?
There's got to be something.
Referee's talking about it. Nothing from the line judge in front of us.
That could have been closer to the block or closer to the line, but that's a great swing by Ben. He must have scared some part of Newcastle's defence or block with that. If I was his coach, I'd say keep going for it.
Great to see the referees taking time to talk over the headset to get the call they were happy with.
headsets.
Overpass.
Great
Yasha with a
press.
ridiculous pickup. That's an overpass. And he'll dump it down.
That's the blocking you were talking about.
And Ollie Tuck kicks the ball over.
Oh, Neil Ray's is giggling about something.
No, it's Ollie. I think they were, like Ollie Tuck just kicked the ball back over the net. And a blocking change for Malory. Big Dan Farrell coming in for Olaf Matusenox, who's definitely been quiet.
Dylan's very ready to serve back there.
Yeah, Dan Farrell, USC grad.
We've gone from a 4-point deficit to a 2-point deficit heading into the last 5 points.
Make that 3. Isaac Gibbs every
If
time.
I was Neil Ray's right now, if I had a perfect pass, everything's going to Isaac Gibbs because they just can't block him at the moment. He's avoiding the block. He's getting up early, seeing where it is and avoiding it, and he's doing a really good job. And once again, Newcastle have hit where the middles are when they're back row. 3-point.
Kwame, absolute explosion from the 3-meter line. Nearly got to the net on that one.
Yeah, you haven't seen pipe yet. You saw one pipe out of system, and now you can see Malory establishing their offense in every faucet. Like, there's no block up on that because they thought it was going to the middle. It's really well worked.
Ray has to go one-handed. Tuck rises above the block of Chow. Buries that one.
Ollie Tuck needed that. He's not been an offensive threat yet, so that was a really good, powerful swing to just re-establish him into the offense, especially through opposite. Really good cut on the ball. He had a solid block up in front of him.
And again, the difference between 3 and 1 this late is massive, as Ollie Tuck makes a rare service error. Both teams have...
That was quite a quick serve. You just need to take a minute. Emotional regulation. Right, now I'm going to go serve. You're probably still a bit amped up about the swing.
Emotional regulation. What a phrase. As Ian Chow, his first serve of the day, goes with the topspin. Bell runs it into Kwame.
That was such a tight set. There wasn't much more he can do than just try and get it back to his teammates.
And Malory's defense on the block starting to come alive when they need it the most. You almost feel like with how tight this is going to be, winning 3 in a row is going to be difficult. So,
I mean, you're not going to get over the top of Ben. He's a tie block, so.
Chow, this time goes power. Henricks again, beautiful job. Bell beats Rodriguez.
Little cut shot down the line, slip it just short enough that the Libero has to reach for it because they're sat back waiting for Kelechi to pound it at them. So that was a really smart shot.
And it's not a dig on how Felipe Rodriguez has played. It's more Newcastle's hitting. It feels like he's not made a dig all game, Rodriguez. The ball's just been everywhere that he can't get to.
Yeah, I think starving the Libero is such a powerful weapon in volleyball because then they get aggy about it and they start taking balls.
As Bell picks out Yasha out of system Malory. Little quick bump set, but Kwame can't attack it. It was a little bit wide. Bell attacks that one.
Fantastic swing.
And
That's
again,
a fantastic swing. If you go for that 6-5 scene, the Libero is never going to be stood there because they're expecting it straight down the line at them. So it just goes out of their body and the 6 player is then crossing over with them, creates some confusion, hits a spot that's always clear. That was a really good swing.
3 set points, Knights. Use the first one. Farrell shut down by Blanchin.
Yeah.
And the Newcastle Knights are 2-0 up against the Malory Eagles.
Malory need to start setting their pins again. Nathan Fullerton went quiet in that set, I think.
He did, and just the second hitting error of the season for Dan Farrell, but comes at the costly time. 2 tight sets, but Newcastle have just been consistently 1 or 2 points ahead of Malory, and it means when Malory have a run, even if they get on a run, they're only 1 up, and all of a sudden it's not enough to create that separation and get any pressure off them.
I think Malory are a team known for the fact that they are very clinical. Jefferson and Carroll are two people that they don't like free balls dropping, they don't like serves being missed, and they like it when volleyball is very calm and not chaotic, and they haven't been playing the Malory way in the past couple of sets, so I think it would be important to get more height on the ball, establish Nathan Fullerton again so that the middles are then stretched out a little bit less. Because at the moment you've got a double block up on the middle, which just shouldn't be happening. One person should always be going with Nathan Fullerton. You got Ben Kwame fully in the game, one person should always go with him, so it's just interesting that they've gone quiet on their biggest offence.
Newcastle, how's this for a stat? 15 kills in set number 2, 1 hitting error.
That's that.
Well, a couple of blocks thrown in for Malory, so call that. So Malory, they did have 5 hitting errors into blocks, but just 1 actual natural hitting error where the ball went out.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what you want from a team, isn't it? 15 points, then you can throw in the fact that you get blocks, you get digs, some free balls will drop, the other team makes points. 15 kills is amazing for a team, so to have that is fantastic. You're already over halfway to the finish line of a set. Then the rest is down to how the other team responds. So that's a clinical set, and if they can keep this energy, keep this offense, then they'll be doing fine. And I think Kelechi, if he can keep his head, keep his defense, keep his smart swinging like he is, then they're going to be flying through the 3rd set.
Simple and easy for Malory on the sideline, coaching staff. Play like we enjoy it, commit and push.
Yeah.
Keep it simple, but they haven't done a lot wrong.
Well, Malory are a team that like to smile, like to laugh, like to bounce off of each other, and I don't think we saw much of their friendship in that 2nd set, so maybe they need to re-establish that sort of heart and love for volleyball. If their coaches are saying it, then they must need a little bit more of it, so we'll see, because Dylan's a big energy player. He went quite quiet, he was blocked a couple times, so we'll see if they start helping each other out a little bit more, spreading the offense. Obviously, when the 2nd setter came in and started blocking a bit higher, that was really beneficial.
It looks like maybe a lineup change for Malory. There's a lot of talking and articulating from Jefferson Williams. We've got the camera on it now. You wonder if something changes, because as I say, they've not played bad volleyball. Yes, Newcastle have been almost flawless.
Yeah, I think if you're going to set a ball up, give it height. If you're going to swing, swing deep. If you're going to make a mistake, let it be over the net, not in the middle of the net. And I think just those little changes will help Malory massively, whereas Newcastle have been doing all of those things and they've been building momentum slowly. So even when they get a couple points down, it doesn't feel like it because the momentum is there for them.
So the 2 subs that Malory had to end the set have changed. So Ian Chow stays on court, but Olaf Matusenok's back in.
See a lovely
and
piece of
Martinez,
friendship there. Ian Chow having a little word with Kelechi under the net, high five.
But yeah, Martinez back into set for Sona Yasha.
Yeah, I think the thing that they were missing with the better block was the speed to Ben, which wasn't helpful because Ben was their only real offensive weapon in that set because Nathan went quiet.
As Cohen is absolutely roofed.
I'm very happy Hayden didn't step on that ball too much because
Yes.
he did land on it coming under the net.
That is
You can, all right, so the
as
thing
you've seen all season.
The thing about that block is he got his hands over to the ball and you just can't stop hands. You can tool off arms but not hands.
And Ian Chow doesn't get a touch on that one. And all of a sudden it feels like the air's kind of just gone flat. Can Fullerton
And
find the corner?
The weapon of Malory has been activated again. It's nice to see that. He has just gone for the perfect shot, deep cross court. You try and take him blind, he hits deep cross court. It's clinical, and I think if they keep bringing him in every 3 or 4 points, they'll be fine, but he just went very quiet.
Another person that quietened off, Hayden Freer, but he still had a strong game as that one a little bit back and forth. Fullerton lines up, finds the touch. Freer with the hand to it. Hendricks with a big run out of system. Kwame Martinez, no, I was going to say he wasn't going to get there. Gets there, and Ian Chow delivers. But
That's a good
Joel
swing.
Martinez covered so much ground from one to get to that.
Well, he's everywhere. He's a quick libero. He reads the game really well, and his feet respond the minute he reads, so he just gets to where he needs to get to. It's really impressive to see.
Get your 100-meter skates on as Bell beats the block of Chow again. Just able to rise over the top of Ian Chow, and they picked on that matchup a few times.
Yeah. I think Ian Chow just did a little birdie move to say, did I fly? Did I move a little bit too much? And I think the answer was yes.
We need to have a chat in a minute, Tara. I've just received a message.
What?
As Fullerton misses. Apparently you're dropped for tomorrow.
I'm dropped.
Yeah.
Is what Chinnas has said.
Chinnas
What
just said
have I done something?
he just wasn't happy with what you said earlier, apparently. So
I said you didn't crash out.
I agree. I just
Yeah.
think you enjoy your place on the bench tomorrow. Clearly.
Right.
As Fullerton. Bell into the net, very rare. There's a hitting error. I haven't seen many of them.
No, yeah, but they lined the block up really well. It wasn't
Yeah.
the best set, so I think he was just trying to get it recycled, but he just got to it too late. You can tell Chinnas that he's got my room key as well, so I'm a bit worried about that. I might not have a bed tonight.
Oh dear. Luckily, there's plenty of people around that would help out
Yeah,
if
I
needed.
think Kate's in the room with me, so she'll let me in.
Well, I'm sure as assistant coach, we could just threaten to not turn up tomorrow and not help on the scouting report that I'm sure they're about to start hard work on.
Well, he's sat over there chatting to my dad, so. Not hearing.
As Bell makes the service error.
Malory have missed a couple of serves in this set, and it's given Newcastle the edge. So I think the minute they find that clinical, get the ball in and play from their attitude, then they'll be doing much better. But they just can't afford to be giving Newcastle errors with the way they're playing.
As Cohen,
Beautiful serve.
Henrik's back pedals, gets there, but Bell goes deep. And
That was closer than they thought it was.
I think we both just took that little half-second wait. Surely not.
The balls are dropping crazy in here, and that was mostly a float serve to get it over the net. So it was impressive he took a swing on it. Oh, foot fault.
Dylan Cohen, 2 of 2.
Dylan's fault is that he's so long. Like, his legs are so long that it takes like 2 steps to get to the back line, and then his foot turns on the wrong moment, and he hasn't got anywhere to know where. Like, he's gonna have to push the barriers back. I don't think his run up is big enough.
Surely not again.
Sorry, we're back to set one.
I know, that's what I'm going to...
6-6 as well. I think that's what it was in set 1.
Uh-oh. No, you know what's about to come in the chat? Everyone is rooting for a Newcastle Knights point here in the chat. Ollie Tuck swings, waits, delivers. Get ready, chat.
Here we go.
How many do we get? Got at least 5, surely. If not, the chat are slacking.
I don't think they know what's happening.
Oh yeah, we are. Don't forget, we are slightly ahead of them. There is a little bit of
okay.
internet delay, we'll call it. So Christo Blanchin, Matu Senox, who's been really quiet.
Over the top of the block.
Tuck finds Kwame. Fullerton dives. Everyone's going. Kwame.
He just chest bumped the net a little bit though.
Yep.
He was too tight when he tried to poke the ball over.
Nathan Fullerton didn't see it, was getting an explanation. Ben's like, no, it was me. As Blanchin takes them off it, Kwame Martinez goes on 2. Ray tries to go on 2.
Great up by Ben.
Neither setter finding the floor. Nathan Fullerton does. Problem is, he finds the net first and
Finds
the Malory
Ollie's
side.
stomach. Ollie's somehow annoyed with that point as well.
And Jefferson Williams is left scratching his head.
9-6. We've got an exact replica of set 1 going on right
Yep.
now. What happened in set 1 though was Malory clawed back in the next 5 points.
They pressed the buzzer but forgot to call timeout. Too busy scratching the head.
I know we were quite confused that our bench wasn't pressing the buzzer for a sub, however the scoring table was. So it was very like, where's this noise coming from? I think maybe we should have a game next year where you count every single time Ollie looks annoyed and just see.
I don't know, I need to find a system that I get money out of this. That's what I need to come up with.
Donate every time you see Ollie get annoyed.
should be the Ollie Tuck rule. Every time he goes to the umpire's chair, he...
Yeah, now
Is
you got
that-
you in coaching as well, so you can't even go off of that. It'll be the Ollie and
true.
Oscar.
We'll see who's on rosters next year. A lot will change this off-season, no doubt, as Kwame finds Blanchin. He celebrates midpoint, and now they win the point.
That's some cocky playing right there. A little, I ate that.
Changes coming for
Ben's laughing at
Malory.
it, he knows what happened.
Setter change, middle change.
Interesting.
Same one that we had at the end of the set.
Daniel Farrell
As Daniel Farrell
and Tony and Shah checking in.
as Kwame somehow gets to that. It's going to get it back and gets rejected by Neil Ray.
Yeah, I think that was a bit too
Yeah,
much.
yeah, but I think
Oh,
Yasha
Ben's-
struggled to recover to see
Ben
the
is
ball.
not happy now. I personally think he could have hit that a little bit harder into the, like, given it a bit of up, but he just gave them a ball to hit back down on the other side with the block then.
But I think it's also the scoreboard pressure, right?
Yeah,
You're getting frustrated because now
it's
all
not
of a sudden,
great hall to be in
all
if
of a
you're
sudden
losing.
it's 5 in a row for Newcastle. It's a 5-point lead.
And
Not
Nathan
quite,
can't find the floor.
but it's a free ball. Given up by the middle. Good job. The Crystal Palace roof isn't the Score Leisure Centre.
I genuinely, if I was Sam Shentz right now, I'd be saying we need to give free balls that aren't like don't dolly it over the net, send it over the net. At the moment, you're just giving them a point where they can perfectly pass it, and then you've got all 5 attackers ready to go.
Trying to get the ball to move in the air.
Yeah, you can't do that if it's above altitude.
Higher it goes. More chances. Isaac Gibbs is blocked.
He didn't know if they got it back up after he blocked. He didn't know where to look, what to do.
Don't watch the block. Watch the reaction. I mean, the block's amazing, don't get me wrong, but he suddenly realises the ball might be alive
Yeah,
because
they
it
might
suddenly
have covered
hits
it.
him. It wasn't a go back and celebrate in his face.
He's
It was like,
definitely
uh-oh,
experienced that before.
Bell
Oh.
misses.
That's not good. That's a complete momentum shift to Malory there after a block, and then you have your best hitter with an open net and he just misses the back line. That's sending straight momentum to Malory's side. High toss. Oh, good serve by Ben.
Job by Ollie Tutt. Newcastle continue to cause problems and Bell misses again.
That's such an unfortunate swing from Kelechi. That hit the little dash at the end of the court. Any less power and that would have gone straight in. Oh, Ollie's having a... There's sweat on the floor, there's sweat on the floor.
Towel needed. We have a volunteer down here.
I will give that one to him. He did fully hit the floor that time, so he can get away with saying there's sweat on the floor. If he slips, then that's no more ankle injuries on Newcastle. Good serve received by Ollie. That was really well taken.
Gets it back, hits the antenna though. And all of a sudden, having talked about Newcastle not making hitting errors,
I
it's
think
like
if you've
3 in a row.
got, Ollie did a great serve receive then. I think Matt Gibbs needs to be ready for an A or something because he's been their best offensive weapon in the past couple of sets with Kelechi not so hot, so he needs to get involved.
As Kwame gets Bell to duck under that one.
That was a good run by him though. He's got them back from 9-12 to 12-11.
Knights back up by 1.
As Neil Ray goes wide, and all of a sudden, Newcastle are just starting
This
to
is a replica of
discombobulate.
set 1.
That's too bad. That's a perfectly timed tune by DJ Cads in the building.
Serve for serve, serve for serve.
Breathe and relax, everybody. Get the ball in play.
I do have to say, Newcastle's libero is very impressive. He's just so aware of the court.
Malory will take that point.
Timeout, Sam Shenton. That's what we're going to say. We're not going to say anything but other than timeout Newcastle.
Exactly. We're just going to let them take it. It's 13 all, you
I'm
know?
going to put my coaching hat on as a coach.
Yep.
See the net,
Yeah. See the white lines.
throw the ball in the air, hit it over the net, but it's going to land in the big orange thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else need to be said? No, we're good. Let's go play.
Yeah. There was a comment actually that Newcastle might be trying to play cheeky tactics, which sounds like them, and they're trying to dig it into the light of the sun, because if you're on this side of the court, the glare from the window up here is, as a player who was on that side of the court, it is in your eyes if you look up over there. Which is surprising, because if you're on Newcastle side, you don't get much glare at the moment.
We can sit down and do the Macarena.
Yeah.
The fact that they can't stand on their feet probably says a lot. So, 13 all. Sona Yasha gets the ball in play.
Good timeout.
Isaac Gibbs feels like the first time he's not killed a ball in about 7 years.
Yeah.
Neil Ray finds Henricks.
Oh, lovely set.
And Nathan Fullerton blocks it onto the line.
That was it was a lovely set, but Hayden hadn't got quite off enough from the net to see the full vision of the court, so he was trying to swipe off the block then, but you don't try and swipe off of Nathan Fullerton, it just goes straight down. Lovely passing by Ollie. Well,
Bell
ooh, he's back. He's
obliterates
back.
the line.
With an answer.
Gibbs goes short.
Oh,
Chow, that's
overpass.
going to be an overpass. Sona Yasha tried to block that
He went
facing
under
the other
net
way.
as well. That was nearly really bad.
He went with the no. Imagine if he blocked that.
I know.
We would have had to.
He was back row as well, so it was a bit.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah. He was trying to be a bit cheeky. I can set that. I can set that.
Yeah.
We would have
One-handed no
that
look
would have
block
confused
by
the
the
refs, I
back row
think, if he'd
setter. Yeah.
blocked it. Yeah, he could have still clipped it, I think.
I think if he'd done it, it would have been too outrageous not to give the point. The no
You can
look
talk to the
one-handed
refs
block.
about that, Mikey. And Ollie Tuck.
Yeah, I'm more worried about Ollie Tuck than the refs. Fair point. But we need to focus. 15 all
That was a
business.
good tool by Ian.
Business end of the set.
Yeah, 10 points to go.
Ian Chow.
I thought that was a line fault
No,
then.
I think he stopped his foot just short. Bell.
Oh, can touch it. Oh.
The line judge was right looking at his foot as well.
Yeah.
So, and that
To
is
be fair, his foot landed right where Jefferson's head was, so I didn't actually see it. But
And Herman, Super League referee, knows what he's doing.
yeah. No, their ref team has been phenomenal today. There's not really been a call where I've gone, "Ooh." They've been on it.
There you go. Jess is sat down near the service line, says he's about 2 millimetres. I think we agree.
Yeah, yeah. 2
It was
millimetres
definitely
sounds about
tight.
right.
The question is, how did Malory win close
Wow,
sets?
that's a rare ace.
I was going to say, how did Malory win close sets? Well, that's how you lose close sets.
Yeah, well, they've just let a 2-point lead slip at 15 all. I think what you can see, that Newcastle have done very well. I don't know if it's the game plan or if they've just done it. They've starved Rodriguez, and now they're giving him a few balls, and he's overthinking
That's
them.
swingable for Fullerton. Problem is, he swings into the...
I think he tried to tip it.
Yeah,
I don't think he thought it was off the net as much as it was, and it just went on his side of the court. That's unfortunate. But good chase down by Rodriguez. Beautiful set by Rodriguez.
Bell goes short. Rodriguez
Great
gets to it.
touch.
Yasha. Cohen.
We saw some rare pin side footwork then from the
And Jefferson Williams says, I've got no choice. Timeout.
19-15. They just lost it all from 15-15.
Yep.
So we have to remember as well, this is it for
Malory.
Malory. If they don't make it, they're not in the final, which is a first for them, I think. And no, they weren't in last year's.
Don't remind him about last
They
year.
were in the cup final though.
And they're in the cup final this year.
Yeah. They make a final every year. If they don't make a final, it's shocking. They
Yep.
are. But this, I would argue, Mikey, I don't know if you agree with me, this doesn't look like Malory. They're not making their serves. They're not looking as confident as usual.
I would say I've seen a lot of Malory this year. I don't think they're playing that badly. I just think Newcastle have been almost faultless.
Yeah, I think whatever game plan Shentz has given them, if they're following it, then this is a phenomenal play from everyone, including the coach. But if this is just them playing, then I'm impressed by them as a team.
Newcastle have under 20
Ooh,
errors.
block on Nathan Fullerton.
Game over. That is an absolute dagger.
The blockers knew exactly where that ball was going then. They just pressed their hands over and absolutely monstered it.
And the one thing I said, the only thing that would surprise me in this game was a 3-0. Well, I think, ladies and gentlemen, we are on 3-0 watches. Another block
Oh,
touch.
sweet.
Bell misses.
Out.
Must-win point for Malory. As Dylan Cohen, can he stay behind the line? Yes, he can.
So don't give him.
And he can find the back line.
Big, big celebration. Right, we shan't say too much now, Mikey, otherwise we're going to give a commentator's curse out.
I'm saying nothing.
Oh. I mean, he's annoyed about it. We can just let him be annoyed about it, yeah? Ace to error ratio. Ace to error ratio. That's what we tell our players. Beautiful
Just
serve.
not with the season on the line.
No.
Yasha, great set. Kwame off the block.
Oh, Kelechi nearly had that. Great movement out to get that. That was a really smart shot by Ian off the hands.
It feels like this has been the story of the game. Newcastle have got to the 20s.
Yeah.
And being a 2 or 3 point lead, Malory have come close to coming back without doing it.
We got Nathan Fullerton
back row
float serving.
Kwame, antenna. And again, the timing of the Malory errors have been so crucial.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see how many serves each team has missed, actually.
10 each.
10 each, wow. So it's coming from just Newcastle scoring points more than Malory, really,
Yep.
which is really impressive because they have developed so much as a team since last season.
As that one's not legal, that's a lift. And the Knights are 2 points away.
Got a middle back row. Can they see it out with the middle in the back row?
By
They've
the
had
way,
their laptops out the whole time.
By the way, brave, because I know how warm those boxes are.
I think it's interesting as well, they've both had 3-0 games today. I think that's going to leave them fully energised for tomorrow, and that'll be a really good game of volleyball tomorrow. At 5 o'clock is the final, men's final?
5 o'clock or later.
We'll see how our final goes.
And the 2 bronze medal games.
Yes, yes.
But those of you just joining us, apology, the stream software decided to crash about a point out. Newcastle won it 25-19 as Ian Chow hit the antenna at match point down. And Knights super clinical.
I think Knights, which surprises me, but I haven't seen them play much this year, and I think I shouldn't be surprised based on how they're playing, won the mental game today. They really just, they fell down in the second set halfway through, and then they pushed through, and now they're winning the mental game.
Indeed, and it wasn't a perfect set 3 from Knights, but every time Malory had a question to ask, Newcastle just responded.
Yeah.
Their serve receive was really good today. Hitting efficiency, numerous people involved.
No, I think their whole serve-receive unit, and I especially noticed Ollie Tuck was very good in the serve-receive unit. He stepped up to the ball and took it overhead when he could, so that was really well played from them. They just stayed true to themselves in that game.
And we'll have a look at the final stats as well. Kelechi Bell had 12 kills in the end, 6 errors, so not the most efficient by Kelechi Bell. Nathan Fullerton, 15 kills. He had 7 in the set one and then slowed down a little bit. And then Ben Kwame, 8 kills, but 5 errors. And in the end, just efficiency from
How was
Newcastle.
the
In the end, Malory 10-8, but it felt impactful.
Yeah, I think they got the bigger blocks on Nathan when they needed them in the later sets, and that was what really helped them.
Yeah, and obviously convincing in the end for the Knights. Super efficient in the kills department as well. In the end, Malory error count, though, 13 errors in set number 3.
Yeah, that's just half the set. You can't give that away.
And I think our MVP is about ready. Indeed it is. Jess Smith, over to you.
Right, I'm joined by our match MVP, Isaac Gibbs. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much.
Really well played.
Yeah, thank you.
So what did you guys come in with this time around that made things a bit different than last year?
I think obviously we've had a couple of injuries, we've had letters come out, and we've had a couple of the guys have a few nibbles, but Hayden stepped in, played great. You know, Ollie's been there, Kalechi, all the guys just played an amazing game, and we're thrilled to be in the final.
Yeah, exciting to make it to the gold medal match this year.
Very exciting.
So 2 years in a row on Final Fours.
Yeah.
So feeling more confident here in the Crystal Palace venue?
Yeah, definitely. I said to Kalechi on the way in, I was like, I'm a lot less nervous this time than I was the time before. We had that game against London Giants here as well, which was really helpful for us, helped us get used to the venue. So yeah, really looking forward to the final. It'll be a good game.
Yeah, so big matchup again tomorrow with Giants.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling about that?
Yeah, feeling good. Obviously, they've got the size. Everyone knows that, but we've got a few tricks up our sleeves, and we're looking forward to try and take them down.
Yeah, you guys had really great defense today, so hopefully you can bring that to tomorrow's match as well.
Yeah. Surprising to see Kalechi get a few digs, but we love to see it. So.
Even a serve receive, I think, as well in there. So no, great match. Congratulations again, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Will do. Thank you very much.
Right, thank you. We're going to head back up to the booth with Michael Hansen-Morris.
Thanks, Jess. Still alongside me, Tara King. And Tara, as good as Kalechi Bell was, that was such an easy MVP choice for us.
Oh yeah, massively. I think something that Isaac Gibbs did today was he just was consistent throughout every set. He didn't really falter. He picked the right spots to hit, and he hit them hard. And then when he didn't need to hit them hard, he made the right decisions. Blocking wise, he pressed on everything, put his hands over, got really important touches. And am I correct in remembering his serving was also very consistent for this game? He did a really good job overall.
0 errors hitting or service on the day for Isaac Gibbs. 10 points, 7 kills, 1 ace, 2 blocks unofficially. And a big part, because we thought Malory, we thought the middle would be more Christo taking over, but so efficient, gave him that efficiency. And if Newcastle play like that, they can definitely walk away with the title tomorrow.
Yeah, I think so. I think the way Isaac played is just personifying the way Newcastle played today as a really well-presented team, clinical, efficient, and making the right decisions at every opportunity. So I'm really happy with him getting MVP. He deserves it.
Indeed, and that'll set up a Giants Knights final. A lot of pressure on the London Giants, but it could be anyone's game. We are going to wrap here from the Crystal Palace National Sports Centre. Tomorrow's schedule, we now know it in full. 10 o'clock, Malory will take on Newcastle in the women's bronze medal game. 12:30, Malory Eagles men will take on the University of Nottingham. Those two love a 5 setup. And then the 2 gold medal games tomorrow, 3 o'clock, Tara and the Essex Rebels will take on the undefeated Durham Palatinate. And then at 5:30, we'll have London Giants, Newcastle Knights. An exciting day of volleyball. If you want to join us tomorrow, get yourself down to Crystal Palace for the finals. But from all of us here on the stream team, Tara King, Jess Smith, JC, myself, and everyone else, we will see you tomorrow, 9:45, for gold and bronze medal day here at Crystal Palace National Sports Centre.